So I think maybe that's the thing. Get out of your comfort zone. Try and find new people and new experiences to open your worldview rather than relying on everything coming through Facebook and Google, which is one of the pieces of advice I often give to marketers to sort of swing a little closer to my knowledge point, which is in the marketing and content marketing world. These days, marketers say they know their customers because they sit behind Google dashboards and Facebook dashboards, and they go, I know what they are because they're points of data. And they've forgotten to go out and talk to people, go talk to your customer and find out, because people aren't perfect data sets, and things might surprise you. Netflix is quite interesting in the way that they splice their data is different. They have these 2,000 taste clusters, and they find odd things, like people who are massively into horror movies are also into baking shows or whatever, right? And they find, people aren't maybe as simple and one-dimensional as their demographic data or their click data might have us believe. And I think you've got to have that combination of qualitative and quantitative. Similarly, if you're only getting your news through the internet and you're not perhaps speaking to people or watching TV or listening to the radio or getting a few different mediums to come through, I think the internet does a much more aggressive job at giving you more of what you already want. Whereas when you listen to the radio, you get a bunch of stories, and they might not all be interesting to you, but you do hear them. They do go in. And so you get a broader perspective on the world. In the UK, there's a sort of public intellectual called Stephen Fry. And when BBC 4 was launched, we have these terrestrial TV channels, BBC 1 and 2 were around for a long time. BBC 3 was launched as a youth channel, and BBC 4 was a sort of arts and intellectual channel. Okay. It's opera and its plays and things like that. And someone said to Stephen Fry, the public intellectual, said, "You must be delighted with the launch of BBC 4 because, it's all the stuff you like." And he said, "No, it's terrible." He said, "Because if I've got the choice just to watch that all day, I'm going to become so boring and out of touch.
Right.
At least if I watch the BBC 1, whether I like it or not, I'm forced to watch, in addition to an opera and the play, some football and a soap opera and the news and a quiz show and whatever." He said, "It makes me well-rounded."
Right.
So I think, coming right back round to the beginning of our discussion, you've got me sort of thinking on the fly here, is this idea that in the age of personalization, where everything can be curated to your specific tastes, you are not exposed in an accidental way to anything else unless you choose it. So I think to some degree we need to be forced to adopt a more balanced nutritional diet, both in the metaphorical sense and the real sense. And the idea of sort of personal responsibility being your responsibility to deal with that, I think is a great idea, but it's been proven time and again that people aren't responsible. Now you get into a very dodgy area of, well, who tells you what you can eat? Who tells you what you can read? I mean, I'm asking more questions than I'm answering, but it's very interesting to explore how far the conversation goes.
Yeah.